Together, everyone achieve more. And that's what I told you in some episodes ago when we were talking about team. T for together, E for everyone, A for achieve, then M for more. That is a summary of the word team. Welcome to another episode of Leaders Arise. This is Demola Awoyele. Always a joy, always a pleasure to discuss with you and engage you on this platform. In Leaders Arise, we discuss matters that has to do with leadership and how you and I can improve our game and of course get better with results in whatever it is that we'll do. For about 2 episodes ago, I've been discussing on the subject of team building. And I want to encourage you to go over those episodes again. You will see them on this page that you are streaming from Facebook, or you see them on YouTube. And if you are on the MixLR platform, just check the show reel segment of the MixLR app or website. You will be able to get previous episodes from. Obviously, I've just given you a summary of what team is about. Together, everyone achieve more. So it suffices to say that the purpose of team is for better results, achieve more. That means that a team is not fulfilling its purpose of existence if we are not achieving more. And that will lead me to the topic of discussion today: how to maximize your team. All right, you want to call it how to lead your people, all right, into results. Because it's not enough to have a team, like I told us earlier, all right, that you need character, you need competence, you need chemistry. What if you have all of those, all right, and you still are not getting the required results? So that's what I want to focus on today, all right, how to maximize your team. Because the problem of some people is not that they don't have people. The problem is that they don't know how to maximize people. Whereas you are asking that your team be changed. What you may need may not be that your team be changed, but that the way the team is run be changed. And I will also talk about soccer today also, because you and I know that the same team under different coach will give different results. We have seen a team that was relegated, maybe in championship or premiership, that goes ahead after they got back from a relegation to win the tournament. What changed? Sometimes it's not the team. What changed is the way the team was handled or is being handled. So that's what I want to focus on today, because after getting the team on board, after doing all you need to do, after learning all of those things I taught you in the previous episode, so how do you ensure that your team is maximized for greater results? Or to add to it, how do you lead your team through change? How do you transform an underperforming team to a high-performing team? I'm sure that is what somebody is really wanting to learn today. You are so excited hearing that, because everybody wants better results. An MD CEO in an organization wants better results. A pastor of a local church with the same church wants better results. A husband that wants to get the best out of his wife and his children. All right. A research team wants to get better results. They are tired that they are taking forever to get their results in whatever research that they are on. So how do we lead a team, all right, for better performance? How do we move a team from underperforming, all right, to becoming a high-performing team? How do we maximize a team? Let me begin by saying today that the way to maximize a team is to take care of the team lead. And that will lead us to our recurring statement in this leadership discourse. You might have heard that over and over again severally, that everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. That is perhaps one of the most important statements or most powerful and popular statement you must have heard about leadership. That was given us by John Maxwell. All right, everything. Maybe not John Maxwell, but I just have to give credit to him because he actually helped us to popularize some of these statements. Leadership is influence. John Maxwell helped us to popularize it. All right, everything rises and falls on leadership. You will hear that again and again in John Maxwell's books. Of course, some other books on leadership. You must have heard that before. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So that's the first thing I want to tell you, all right, on how to lead a team from underperforming, all right, to performing beyond expectation. How to lead, how to maximize the potential of a team. How to maximize the potential of a team, because every team has potential. All right, every team has the capacity to deliver results. But a team can have potential or capacity to deliver results, but if the team is not maximized correctly, the team might be underperforming instead of performing at the level of their capacity. So the first thing to do, I will say it again, is to carefully choose the team leader. And that's why I'm so sorry to say that sometimes when a team is underperforming, you may have to change the coach. Yeah. If you keep firing, because some people make the mistake, of course, I told us about the law of the bad apple. You remove the bad egg, but what if all the eggs or apples appear to be bad? Will you remove everything? You don't have a team again. And be careful in a team where the team lead is complaining that everybody is bad. Most of the time, the leader is the one that is bad. Bad in the context of being a misfit. It can be in a department, it can be in a unit, in a local church, a department, in a company. All right, that everybody, the leader keeps saying, this person is bad, this person is bad. I remember a film I watched recently, some of us have watched it before, one of these recent films. All right, the young man went to teach in a school, and he kept sending all of the students out. In fact, the story read that out of the 20 students in the class, or out of the, I don't know the number of students, he sent about 20 out. So when the principal called him and said, "Guy, what's happening?" He said, "Because they are not well behaved. So you sent 20. I said, "No, I actually sent 17 out, not 20. So what's the difference between 20 and 17? Can it be that the 17 students are that bad? They said, "If you are not careful, we will send you out of this school." Because that's an idea of how a teacher, who in this context is a team lead, is not managing the class well. So a good school owner will not just say the pupils are bad. There can be one pupil that is not doing well, that is bad. But if it gets to 1, 2, 3, how can 20 out of 25 students be bad? And even if they appear bad, it means that the leader or teacher is not doing his job. Because the job of a leader is to turn the seemingly bad people to good people. Except for 1 or 2 persons that you feel that this person, we just need to get him out of here so that other people can be saved. All right. So that's why leadership is key. I'm always careful when somebody keeps saying this one, everybody is bad. Everybody cannot be bad. You see a coach in a football team saying all those players, they are good for nothing. You better change that coach. So how do you lead a team from underperforming to performing at their capacity or beyond their capacity? Look at the leader. Look at the leader. And that's why some organizations, they do their best to employ the best of leaders. If you hear how much organization pay to hire a head, departmental head, they say finance manager, they say human resources manager, you'll be wondering what's the fuse. Why are they paying this much? They are paying that much because whatever becomes of that team or organization is going to be determined by this guy. They want to get him right, because if the leader is right, It's only a matter of time the organization will turn out right. So how do you lead a team from underperforming, all right, to performing at the highest level of performance? Is to check the leader. Now, in checking the leader, I want to prescribe some helps or some principles. Sometimes it may not be entirely advisable to change the leader. You may just have to grow the leader. And that's organization, they take time to train their leaders. They take time to train their leaders. Sometimes you may have to train the leader to be better at what he's doing. All right, so it's not all the time that you change the leader, change the pastor, change the departmental head. No, that's why companies send their heads of department to train for trainings. So I'm teaching you now that the way to help your organization to do better is to help the leaders or team lead to do better. Train them. All right, train them. That's why every senior leader must engage his departmental leader on a frequent basis. All right, because they determine what becomes of your organization. All right, as a proprietress or proprietor of a school, you engage your teachers, but you train them because they are going to ultimately determine what becomes of your school. As a pastor, you train your leaders well. All right, they will ultimately determine the performance or the progress of your church. The same thing appeals to organizations also. All right, you've got to train the leader. So when a team is not performing well and you want to lead that team through change, for them to perform at the highest of their potential or ability, work on the leader. So in working on leader, you might either change the leader or you grow the leader. So what do I mean when you start by growing the leader and the leader is growing? Because some people have reached their bus stop, they are no more growing. You have sent them to training, they are not just taking responsibility, you've got to change them. But before you start firing and hiring, train first. And I want to say that don't wait until people start misbehaving before you start training them. In fact, I see leadership as a training platform. The moment somebody steps into leadership training and started, even if he came on board as the best of the best, you are only as successful in leadership to the extent that you are growing. So don't wait until there's a crisis in that department, crisis in that company before you start, training your leadership. That's why good companies, they take their leadership for retreats. Yeah, I mean company retreats. They plan it into their schedule, sometimes quarterly, sometimes biannually, sometimes annually. They don't want to wait for crisis or for emergency before they start training their leaders. So the leadership is very important, all right, to the performance of a team. And if you are looking forward to constituting a team, listen to me very well. Ensure you choose the leadership very carefully. It's better to have a good leader and not too good. I don't want to say bad team members, because bad team members will not still help, but I mean not too good team member, but a good leader, than to have good team members, but you now have a leader that is not too good for that team. You have a disaster in your hand. And that's why they taught us in leadership that a group of lions led by a sheep will always be defeated by a group of sheep led by a lion. Can I say that again? A group of lions led by a sheep will always be defeated by a group of sheep led by a lion. You know what that means? Who is in front of us determines what becomes of us. Who is in front of us determines what becomes of us. So in choosing a team, in considering a team, take care of the leader. In fact, they taught me in pastoral leadership that one way to begin a team, I will use the word team now. There's a way we say it in church, but let me use the word team, is to ask yourself, do I have a lead or a leader for this head, for this team? That means you don't start a team if you don't have a leader yet. But you can start a team if it's just the leader alone that you have. You can start a department. Let me use it that way. And they use the human birth as an example. All right, that a proper birth of a baby actually begins when the head comes out. Am I correct? All right, midwives or doctors, they know that once there's the hand or any part of the body that comes out, or the buttock or anywhere that comes out, sometimes they have to push it inside back and say, let's operate, because it's not a good delivery if a baby is to come out with the hand, with the buttock, or with the elbow. All right. But once they see the head coming and they say, prepare, that is about, a baby is about to be born. So they taught me, I was taught in leadership, all right, that how to know that a team is ready to start is that there is a lead or a leader for it. It is very important. A team does not start because you have 20 people who can start. A team starts if and when you have somebody that can lead it. So it can be that out of the 20 people, one person can lead it fine. It may even be that you don't have 20 people, but you have just one person. But that person can lead a team. It is through that person that the team will now start coming into play. Do you understand? So that's why we don't joke with leadership. Is that clear? We don't joke with leadership, whether in the company, whether in a research group, whether in an organization. We don't joke with a team. So as a leader or a head, a superior leader, before you start a team, ensure that you have the right leader in place. Then, of course, ensure that the right leader is actually put at the helm of affairs. And that's why I also say that sentiment or emotion is not what we look for. Some people, they have made the mistake. I like him. You know, by you like him. I like the way he looks. It's not by the way. Does he have the capacity? Those three things we spoke about. Does he have the character, the competence, and the chemistry to be able to work a team to success? So that's the first thing to do. All right, to move a team from underperforming, all right, to a team that is performing at the highest level of their potential. Now, the second thing to do is to recast the vision. Recast the vision. Most times, teams begin to underperform either because of absence of vision or because of loss of vision. Like I taught you in some episodes ago, that vision leaks. Vision leaks. Some teams, they begin with a good vision, but at the end of the day, the vision becomes lost. All right? Or why some teams do not even have a vision. That's why sometimes when you have a team that doesn't have a vision and you bring a new coach or team lead in place, the first thing you want to do is to cast a vision. But I use the word recast because I want to assume that the team already had a vision before. But it looks as though maybe the vision has been lost, or people have abandoned the vision, or people are no more working towards the vision. So what we need to do as the number two things to do to change a team from underperforming to performing is to recast the vision. And I also say again that you must not wait until there is emergency before you start recasting vision. Vision recasting must be done on a frequent basis. You keep on talking about the vision because vision leaks. Maybe I'm also treating why team underperforms, because they lost sight of the vision. They started on that because they lost competence in the leadership. The leader is not constantly trained, or they lost sight of the vision, so they begin to underperform. All right, so that's why you need to bring back the vision. Go back to the drawing board. Why did we start this business in the first place? Why is our turnover? Why are we already going bankrupt? Why are we already recording negative? So you go back to the drawing board. How did we start? Did we miss out did we lose our vision? It can be in a marriage relationship. Why are we having problem in our marriage? Why am I having issues this day with my wife? Why are we underperforming our family? You've got to recast the vision. What was the vision that started out this marriage? Maybe there was no vision in the first place. That's not too bad, or that's not essentially bad. You have to bring back the vision again, all right? Or maybe you once had the vision, but the vision was lost. So you have got to bring back the vision into the thing. Because of my time, the number 3 things to do is to reintroduce momentum. I talked about leadership change or leadership adjustment, whether it is outright change or training. I talk about recasting the vision, and I talk about reclaiming the passion. All right? You readjust the leadership, you recast the vision, then you reclaim the passion. And so we normally call this the law of momentum. No team can succeed better, and all of this also rises and falls on leadership. Leadership determines momentum. It determines passion. When you have a leader without passion, you have a team that is without passion. And a team without passion is a team that will not be productive. So you have to reclaim the passion, or you reclaim the momentum. And that's why in teamwork or in leadership, momentum needs to be sustained. And unfortunately, momentum does not sustain itself. Momentum, even your own personal life, you want to be driven, you have to drive yourself. It doesn't sustain itself. Just like momentum or passion is like fire. There is no fire that is self-sustaining. I don't think so. There is no fire that is self-sustaining. Even, no matter how massive the fire is, with time, the fire will go down. No matter how fiery or fireful your team was when it was. When most teams begin, they are always full of fire. Yeah. You want to start a business, you and your group of friends, you are excited. Let us go there, like they say in this part of the world. Or you start a church, or you constitute a team in your company. There is always everybody, all hands are on deck. But my brother, give them 3 months. Everybody start relaxing and say, "Whoa, we can't kill ourselves." You understand that kind of thing? All right. So that means that momentum or passion does not sustain itself. All right. So if a team is underperforming, most likely they have lost momentum somewhere. So we need to reclaim the momentum. And I'll be teaching you how to do that very shortly. How do we reclaim our passion? All right. Maybe for your individual life. Maybe the year 2020 began for you on a note of passion. And you are achieving some level of results. But you are asking yourself, I don't know. I'm not just driven. I've lost momentum, because your success is tied to your passion. The passion you put into your work. All right, your results, productivity is tied to your momentum. And because momentum is so powerful, momentum will help you to keep going even when the going get tough. You understand? Because sometimes the going get tough. And that's why sometimes people get discouraged, because they are meeting with opposition. Can you imagine a team that has suffered, a football team, I'm using football team again, that have suffered defeat? They have lost 5 consecutive matches. You can imagine how their morale will have been down. All right. But you need a coach or a team lead that will help them to reclaim their momentum. Tell them it doesn't matter the failures of the past, there is still success ahead of us. So whether it's your individual life, or you are a team lead, or you are a part of a team, business, family, marriage, company, local church, or whatever, you have got to reclaim your passion, reclaim your momentum, all right, if you want to change your results. So how do you reclaim your passion or your momentum? I will also begin by the head. All right, so as a team head, you have got to reclaim your own personal momentum or personal drive. Because no matter how driven the other members of the team are, if a leader or the head has lost momentum, the team is going nowhere. Because John Maxwell taught us about the law of the lead. The leadership puts a cap or puts a lead on the performance of a team. So no matter how driven a team is, if the team is no longer driven, all right, in fact, he's the one that will quench the fire of the team. Is the one that will stop the energy and the momentum of the team. So let's go back to the idea of the leadership. As the team lead, all right, or whoever it is that has the opportunity to talk to the team lead, help him to reclaim his momentum. And I love Jesus. Remember, that's why, I remember Jesus never disturbed himself with the other disciples. He was always going after Peter. I don't know if you remember that. He always went after Peter. Because he knows that with Peter, the team will succeed. All right? Remember when Peter told the other disciples, I'm going back to fishing? They all took their bags and they said they were going back to fishing. Why? The leader. So anytime Jesus wanted the team to get re-energized, he will go back to Peter. Because once Peter or the leader can get back on momentum, it will also rub off on the team. All right, so how do we reclaim our passion? The leader is important. If the leader can regain or reclaim his passion. So let me teach you. Maybe somebody is asking, okay, I'm the leader. How do I reclaim? Number one, your perspective. Readjust your perspective. Because perspective sometimes determines momentum. Momentum most of the time is about what is driving us. So if you are having the wrong thing before you, you'll be wrongly driven or not driven at all. So perspective. Perspective. Remember in the book of 1 Samuel 30, after David and his men came back from wherever they went to, when they came back, they've lost their belongings, their family, their wives, and all of that. They began to weep. That is a very good description of a team that had been demoralized. But the Bible said David encouraged himself in the Lord. Do you know how that courage came? Do you know how the momentum of David came? The momentum came because his perspective has changed. The Bible said he went to God to go and pray. Shall I recover? Shall I pursue? Shall I overcome? And all of that. And shall I recover all? And all of that. So he pursued. He overcame, he recovered all. So, but immediately his perspective changed because God gave him a nod. He go ahead, things will still turn around. So that changed the perspective of David. So when perspective changes, momentum changes. And that's why leaders must learn how to supply perspective. Most of the time, followers are not seeing rightly. They are only seeing what is facing them. All right, and that's the job of leadership. Leadership must paint pictures before people that don't worry, as a team, we have been down 3-0, but do you know that we can be up again 4-3? Do you know that this performance or this result is not as bad as you think? We can change our game. So when a leader begins to help paint the right picture before the people, it helps to change their perspective, and once their perspective changes, their momentum will automatically be helped. So the perspective needs to be changed. You want to help momentum? Change perspective. If you also want to help momentum, introduce what I call a reward system. A reward system. All right, that means put what I call reward system in place. I remember in our country and some other parts of and some other clubs or some other countries or teams, I remember in those days when they were going on tournament, they told them for every goal you score, $10,000. Come and see players playing with passion. Can you imagine? They are not even saying that if you win, we'll give you 1 million. They will say for every goal you score, $10,000. And I appreciate the people in our nation that did that. Some of them is not. Sometimes it's not even the country. It's just some rich people, all right, in the country that did that. All right, they said, okay, for every single goal you scored, all right, we are going to give you $10,000 because there is a reward. There is a reward. So when a reward system is introduced, it helps people's momentum. Because people are naturally selfish, like I used to tell you, meaning that people always are asking themselves, what is in need for me? People are asking themselves, what is in need for me? So when they see that something is in need for them, all right, they go wide. All right, they are motivated. They are inspired. All right, because people, generate momentum, all right, when they know that something is involved for them. So how do you change the performance of your team? For example, if you're a company head now, why not tell them that, okay, at the end of the year or at the end of 6 months, there will be a review, and whoever does this well, we're going to send him to Dubai, we're going to do this or that. Let me tell you something, it will change the performance of the team. It will change their performance. A team that is underperforming, when they tell that team, or when somebody tells that team, all right, this is what is at stake, this we're going to give whoever does this, it has a way of helping them to get back their momentum. All right. So after discuss about the need to readjust the leadership, either to change the leadership or train the leadership. Number 2, the need, all right, to reclaim the passion, recast the vision. Number 3, the need to reclaim the passion, readjust leadership, recast vision, reclaim passion or momentum. And I've taught you how that is done. All right, leadership needs to paint picture, need to change perspective, then of course need to bring about what I call a reward system. And the last but not the least, because I'm pressed for time, how do you help a team to perform better, all right, than the way the team is performing before? The 4th thing to do, all right, to help a team from moving from underperformance, all right, to helping the team to perform better or to reach their highest level of potential is to rejig the team constitution. All right, maybe I've said that before, but I need to emphasize that again. All right, you may have to change. When I mean the constitution, I'm not actually probably saying that you should sack or fire some people. You may just have to change the constitution of the team. Move people from one department to another. If I want to advise senior leaders to always do that, there must not be permanent head or permanent leadership, as it were. Once in a while, reshuffle. We don't only reshuffle when we are in crisis. I know they say you don't change a winning team. You may not have to change the team, but you can readjust or reconstitute the team. All right, and they do that. That's why I love to use the football or soccer or sports to actually explain teamwork. You see that, at the same team, they play the next game, and you see the guy that was playing 9 before, they move him to 3. They didn't say he's not playing. He's playing, but he's not playing number 9 now. He's playing number 3. The guy that is playing a central midfield before, they move him to attacking midfield or defending midfield, as the case may be. So what are they doing? They want to see how they can help the team to perform better than it had ever performed before. They have to reconstitute the team. They have to change, move people from one department to another, move people. Sometimes it has to be changing the leader, like I said, but sometimes it might just be readjusting the team. The team may not be bad, essentially, but they need to be readjusted. They need to be moved from one place to another, without which they won't perform at their best. I'm sure you have learned something today. I've really said quite a number of things on how you can, improve the performance of your team. I believe everybody needs this. Even if your team is doing well, your team can do much better. And of course, if you have a team that is underperforming, you've got to understand these 4 things I've spoken about. Don't forget I've emphasized the need to readjust the leadership. All right, I've talked about the need, all right, to recast the vision. I've talked about the need to reclaim the passion or momentum. Then, of course, the last thing I said, which I want to emphasize again before I round up today, is the need to reconstitute the team. I'll go over that again. You readjust the leadership, you recast the vision, you reclaim the passion or momentum, you reconstitute the team. And so what does it mean to reconstitute the team? It simply means to reshuffle the team. All right. In fact, I want to really encourage senior leaders to do this as often as possible. I know we don't change a winning team, but we can reconstitute the team. All right. You can move people. All right. There should always be permanent membership, but no permanent role or leadership. All right. Somebody can, for example, in the football match, all right, somebody can be playing playing 9. All right, maybe initially you move him to playing 3 or something. Somebody is playing center midfield. You move him to playing attacking midfield. Sometimes just changing the team constitution can change the team dynamics. It can change the performance of the team. So it's not every time that you just say, okay, this team is not performing, we want to wipe them away. Sometimes just changing the constitution of the team, meaning that, or changing the roles, moving people from one place to another, sometimes it can be by trial. It doesn't mean that once you change it, that will be the end. You can change it and see how things we go. So if you change it and things go better or things improve, then you know that I think we have gotten something we can work with for now. And you keep monitoring the performance of the team to be sure that adjustment is actually okay for the team. I'm sure you have learned something today. All right, it's the 3rd part of our series I've been teaching on the subject of team building. You may want to go over the previous episode so that you can keep yourself up to speed with us. All right, so that you can understand the full concept of what we mean by team building, because you need this whether in your personal life, you need this in your business, you need it in the family, in the local church, in an organization, and wherever it is that you find. Even political leaders need this. Our politicians, President of Nigeria, you need, all right, some of these principles I've been sharing for the past 3 episodes or 2 episodes with today to actually get better result. Thank you for your time with me on today's episode of Leaders to Rise. Don't forget, my lines are available in case you have questions, you have comments, you have feedbacks. You can get across to me on my social media handle. Your handles, you can Facebook, and WhatsApp, or whatever it is, so that we can get to engage together even after now. If you have not liked this Facebook page, if you are on Facebook, like and follow Pastor Demola Awoyele so that you can get notification whenever we go live. The same thing with the YouTube YouTube page, Dami TV. Help subscribe to that YouTube page so that you can get notification when we go live. And of course, if you're on Miss LR Audio, help follow that audio platform so that you can also get notified whenever we go online. Don't forget also to take advantage of our numerous resources that will help your leadership that is being displayed all right on the screen right now. And of course, you can get to our website to get all of them. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you, and of course to engage with you at the next episode of Leaders Arise. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye for now.